back to another movie review, and today we are reviewing Gladiator II. Yes, I have watched Gladiator 1 here. I have the 4K. I'm not doing a dedicated video on it because I'm just going to reference it in this video for you. So, Russell Crowe starred in this one, Ridley Scott's movie. That movie, though, came out in the year 2000. I've got it up here from Letterboxd. Gladiator 1. Russell Crowe starring as Maximus. And he is the Gladiator, you know. An amazing movie, to be honest. First time I ever watched it, I actually rated it on my Letterboxd a 4.5 star, the first movie. So I really thought it was really good. I watched it in the room, haven't watched a film in here for a while, so it was really good to do that. And just, it gave me the feels. On my 4K, actually, I did have the extended edition, and I watched the extended edition, and I really liked it. And I'm glad I did that, because Gladiator 2, I didn't want to read anything about it, but Gladiator 2 actually does follow on from that movie. It is the story of Lucius, who is, Maximus's kid. And Paul Mescal is playing Lucius in that movie, number 2. This is the one that's in cinemas now. We get some other cast members in there, I guess. Paul Mescal is playing Lucius, as I said. Denzel Washington is playing Macrinus. Pedro Pascal is playing the General, Achates. We get Connie Nielsen in the movie, who's also reprising her role from the first movie, which was nice to see. And yeah, so a really star-studded cast. You know, Denzel Washington for me was amazing in this film. Just really shows, doesn't it, his actual quality as an actor. He is phenomenal. And again, in this film, in Gladiator 2, he doesn't disappoint. But we need to talk firstly, though, mainly obviously about Paul Mescal, because this is a film that, you know, Lucius in the first film was very, you know, aspiring of Maximus and looked up to him. And, you know, Maximus was this, you know, hopeful person, I guess, this gladiator that everyone aspired to be. And now Lucius is that person. He is actually like the rightful heir to the emperor's throne. So there's a lot of like politics and royal family kind of stuff on the go. But yeah, so you've got like two kind of stories going on. Him rightfully being the heir of Rome and the person that, you know, ultimately needs to take Rome forward in the future, and then obviously carrying on from Maximus's legacy, what he was going to do based on the first movie. So I really like that whole aspect. But then there's also like the other aspect of him, you know, being a fighter, and he has like this other side story to him where he was married, his wife got killed based on the orders of Pedro Pascal's character, the general guy, and he ultimately sees red every time he sees the general and just wants to kill him. So he's kind of got two stories on the go during the movie, and I think it's executed very well. Watching the first movie like a day or two before and then going into the second movie, I thought the second one just felt like, it did feel like a sequel to the first. Obviously looks really, really good. We're in 2024 now, so it's 24 years after the original movie. So technology's moved on. There's probably ideas Ridley Scott wanted to do in 2000, but maybe couldn't do with technology limitations that he was able to do, I guess, in the movie. We saw like water in the Colosseum, which I guess could be something. And yeah, and there were some really cool effects in there. Animals, obviously, animals in the first movie were quite prevalent. Sometimes they were using real, actual animals, which, yeah, is not allowed anymore, really. And so in this movie, there's a lot of CGI animals. And I think that's probably the weakest part of the movie. Like, there was baboons in the movie, and I thought they looked pretty bad, to be honest. They looked pretty cartoon-like and not great. But that was it, really. Everything else, looks-wise, looked fab. So as I say, I watched the first movie and I gave it a 4.5 star. But what have I given my score to Gladiator 2? Well, as I say, it's fantastic performances. Paul Mescal, an Irish actor, I thought did really, really good in this movie. I should give it a 4.5 star. Now, I rated it quite high because it did give me Furiosa vibes, you know. There's a lot of elements here of older films that have kind of got, you know, continuations on, or like prequels of, or whatever, based on people that were in the other movies, aka Furiosa, aka Lucius, obviously, in the first one to this one. But this is a direct sequel. This is 20 odd years later. It is going with the times because, you know, Lucius is now Paul Mescal, who was obviously a lot older. So it is good in that sense. And I really enjoyed the story elements of it. I think it did flow very well. The score as well is phenomenal. Obviously, Hans Zimmer, amazing score in this film. And for me, I just really enjoyed it as well. It's a quality movie. It was pure quality, you know. It's not one of my favourite 4.5s of the year. It's definitely fallen short of some other movies that I think are perfect pieces of art. But I think for a movie-going experience, I think this is very good. I do not think it is as good as the first movie, but they are on par with one another in my opinions. I think, as I say, I think the first one is just better. It just has a better story and it's much more thought out, much better than the second one. But I think some of the performances in the second movie are actually better than what's in the first movie. Don't get me wrong, Russell Crowe is amazing in the first one and Paul Mescal doesn't even hit those heights. But in the second one, I think people like Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, even Connie Nielsen's probably doing a better performance in the second movie than the first movie. So I think, you know, it's weighing off and trading off the two different things. The second one, for me, has better acting, but the first one has a better plot and better story. So there it is, 4.5 star. I gave Gladiator 2. Let me know your thoughts down below on the Gladiator movies. Have you seen the first one? Are you interested in seeing that one? And of course, are you going to see Gladiator 2? I really liked it. Yeah, really, really good. Definitely going to be picking up on 4K when it comes out. But like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.